Let's rewind to 2024. A young Charlie Woods stepped onto the biggest stage of his junior golf career, the US Junior Amateur. The hype was massive, cameras everywhere, and expectations sky-high. As the son of Tiger Woods, many believed he was ready to make headlines. But when the tournament ended, reality hit hard. Charlie didn't just underperform, he collapsed, posting rounds of 82 and 80, finishing tied for 240th out of 264 players. It wasn't just a disappointment, it bordered on public humiliation. Commentators blamed nerves, inexperience, or perhaps the pressure of carrying a legendary name too early. The verdict seemed clear. Charlie Woods wasn't ready. But maybe that setback was exactly what he needed. Fast forward to the summer of 2025, everything changed. Not during the championship, but before it. Because Charlie didn't just arrive at the 2025 US Junior Amateur, he earned his spot. It happened in Coral Springs, Florida, during a grueling qualifier with limited slots and no favors. Locked in a 3-4-1 sudden death playoff, Charlie faced intense pressure, no cameras, no glory, just heat, nerves, and a single shot to keep the dream alive. And he delivered, sinking a birdie putt when it mattered most. Clutch, calm, and clinical. That one stroke didn't just secure his place, it flipped the narrative. This wasn't Tiger's son getting a free pass. This was a young golfer grinding his way in. No shortcuts, no exemptions, just raw determination. NBC Sports made it clear, Charlie Woods had to earn it like everyone else. But let's be real, the spotlight on him is unlike any other. Every swing is analyzed. Every misstep becomes a headline. He's not just playing golf, he's carrying a legacy. And for the first time, he's not crumbling under that weight. He's embracing it. That playoff wasn't just a qualifier, it was a statement. Every fan watching from the sidelines, and every player in the field, felt it. Charlie Woods wasn't just there because of his last name. He was there because he belonged. In sports, there are moments that redefine a young athlete's path, and that sudden death playoff in Coral Springs was Charlie's spark. It was the turning point where he stopped being seen as Tiger's shadow and began casting his own. And the craziest part, that was just the beginning. Everything feels different now. Charlie isn't being invited, he's qualifying. According to NBC Sports, he didn't just get back into the US Junior Amateur, earned it in a brutal Coral Springs qualifier, with just one final spot up for grabs. Charlie stared down a 3-4-1 sudden death playoff and drained a birdie to claim it. Let that sink in. The same kid who flamed out in last year's championship just outlasted two top-tier juniors in a do-or-die pressure cooker. He looked sharper, calmer, more lethal. So, what changed? Insiders on the junior circuit point to his AJA win earlier this year as the shift: confidence, swagger, belief. He stopped playing as Tiger Woods' son and started playing as Charlie Woods. That's when the whispers began. This isn't the same kid. And if anyone still thinks he's just riding a famous name, July 21st in Dallas is going to prove them very, very wrong. Because sometimes, the quiet ones come back with the loudest roar, and Charlie Woods, he's done being quiet. At this year's US Junior Amateur, the spotlight's not just about talent, it's about legacy. 4 names in the field carry generational weight, not just with their swings, but with their surnames. Jackson Bird, son of PGA Tour winner Jonathan Bird, arrives on fire, runner-up at the Junior Invitational and already committed to Clemson. Trevor Gachowski, son of Scott Gachowski, returns as the defending champion. A title that brings with it both weight and expectation. Cameron Kuchar, son of Matt Kuchar, is making his USGA debut after steadily building momentum all season. And then there's Charlie Woods. All 3 are sons of PGA Tour veterans. But let's be honest, one name hits different. Woods. For years, Charlie's appearance in any tournament came with the same skeptical question: is he actually good, or just Tiger's kid? But in 2025, that question is disappearing. This year isn't about bloodlines, it's about performance. And Charlie isn't just keeping pace with the elite junior field, he's dictating it. NBC Sports reports he's no longer being viewed as a legacy pick, he's being watched like a serious contender. No more training wheels. No more soft expectations. Charlie's no longer the feel-good story, he's the dark horse with real teeth. That's a seismic shift. Because for most of his young career, he's lived in the looming shadow of his father's greatness. But now, he's making his own noise, and the rest of the field is starting to hear it. This isn't about fame, it's about fire, not headlines, hunger. Charlie isn't playing to honor a name, he's playing to build one. The question is no longer whether he can live up to the Woods legs, whether anyone else can handle him when he finds his rhythm. The US Junior Amateur isn't just another tournament, it's a battlefield in soft spikes. According to NBC Sports, 264 of the best junior golfers in the world have descended on Trinity Forest Golf Club, representing 38 US states and 33 countries. But only the top 64 after stroke play will survive to see match play. It's unforgiving 2 rounds, no do-overs, no mercy. In the middle of it all stands Charlie Woods. Not as a favorite, not as a top seed, but as the wild card. The name that wasn't supposed to be a threat but might just be the one to watch. And here's the twist. Wildcards are dangerous. They don't follow scripts. They don't play safe. Charlie enters this championship with something most others don't have: freedom. He has nothing to lose, and that makes him terrifying. No one's expecting him to dominate. No one's betting on him to take down the international prodigies or the AJA machines, and that, more than anything, is what makes him so lethal. Every solid round Charlie posts, every birdie he sinks, is a direct shot at the comfort zone of the so-called favorites. This isn't the same kid who cracked under pressure in 2024. This is the kid who won on the AGA circuit and outlasted seasoned players in a pressure cooker playoff. This is the kid who's been grinding in the shadows, sharpening his game while no one was watching, and now he has 263 players in his sights. Call him an underdog, call him a long shot, but if you're paying attention, you'll start calling him what he truly is: a threat. In a field this deep, fearlessness is a weapon, and right now, Charlie Woods is playing with nothing to fear. Every young athlete reaches a moment that separates the dreamers from the doers. According to NBC Sports, this is that moment for Charlie. The 2025 U.S. Junior Amateur isn't just another stop on his junior resume, it's a test, a signal, a fork in the road. Because it's not just his swing that's evolved, it's his mindset. Those watching closely have seen the transformation. He's no longer chasing approval, no longer trying to fit into someone else's spotlight. He's playing his game, on his terms. Insiders at Trinity Forest describe him as calm, focused, and completely unfazed by the media storm around him. That's not just maturity, that's competitive readiness. While the cameras search for cracks, Charlie gives them nothing but stillness. No flinching, no nerves, just quiet, controlled confidence. And maybe that's the most powerful change of all. Charlie Woods has gone from being a curiosity tiger's son to being the real thing. He doesn't need validation. He knows who he is, but the real question now looms. Can he deliver? Can he crack the top 64? Can he survive the brutal match play gauntlet? Can he turn potential into proof? Maybe, maybe not. But what's undeniable is that this tournament feels like a turning point, not just in Charlie's story, but in how the entire golf world sees him. He's no longer walking in Tiger's footsteps. He's carving out his own trail. And whether or not he hoists the trophy, one thing is clear: this might be the moment the world stops calling him Tiger soon and finally starts calling him Charlie Woods.